Grapcoin welcomes you to their YouTube channel for another informative FET update video. Today seems to be a day that is favorable towards cryptocurrencies, at the very least. Despite the US stock market not yet opening and it still being early, green candles are starting to show. Currently, many of these currencies have the potential to decrease even more, but I believe that the correction is nearing its end. Therefore, it would be sensible to begin adding layers unless you have already done so. It's akin to choosing between two opposite options. I initially invested at a somewhat higher level and have now repurchased FET. If the market fails to rebound at this point, we are essentially seeing a significant increase in value. The resolution may now be fully implemented. It is advisable to identify positions at pivotal points, significant levels and ranges in order to accurately determine when they are breached, as this indicates a shift in the underlying premise. If it creates multiple further lows, it will inevitably fracture. Therefore, we must make preparations regardless of the outcome. The situation is going to be fascinating because we are facing the same circumstances as yesterday. We have an ABC structure or possibly a pre-existing inclusion of 4, and then there is a probable WXY pattern, which is difficult to predict. This is the first instance that I have expressed the possibility of a decline in the value of Bitcoin, but it is always a potential outcome. Currently, we have a well-organized framework, therefore I am taking extra precautions. Bitcoin saw a significant decrease in value yesterday. If you have seen my Bitcoin video, you are aware that this could indicate the end of the correction. From my perspective, the probability has increased. However, there is still a possibility of a slight decrease. In order to address this lack of assurance, it is necessary to utilize prudent trading tactics, such as purchasing in installments rather than investing all at once. During a period of economic decline, it is strategically advantageous to take small stakes in investments. This approach allows us to remain unaffected if the value of these investments decreases, as long as we have established a presence in the market. If there is any ambiguity regarding our upward progression, then perhaps it is advisable to adopt a more assertive strategy. In order to enter the market more assertively at this time, I believe the best course of action is to establish a stop order below the most recent low point. Nevertheless, it is imperative that we exercise caution and refrain from hastily selling these coins, as we aim to avoid being unprepared for their unforeseen surge in value. In my opinion, I believe that this is the most optimal course of action. However, it is important to note that our ABC structure implies that if we fall below $1.28, we'll see a significant decline. Finally, I think it is fitting to contemplate entering this area. The decision to do so is entirely yours, but I am presenting this information because we often overlook these final declines. I rely on Fibonacci support zones as I have a strong intuition that the price will reverse and initiate a movement in the opposite direction within this range. It is uncertain whether or not they will actually turn. Currently, there is a possibility of a less probable situation where the price might drop below $1.28. If this occurs, it is possible that the market will enter a bearish phase once again, or at least a significantly larger ABC structure will be shown on the chart. However, at present, this is a meticulously designed remedial framework that took a considerable amount of effort to complete. If the price continues to decline, it is probable that it will reach the $1.58, and subsequently it may endeavor to initiate wave 5. Wave 5 has the potential to surpass $4.72 on its extent. The run above that would be either $6.31, $5.72 too. Therefore, we have the capability to. Given the possibility of a low being established, I cannot affirm this until additional data is obtained. However, we can attempt to further refine the objective. Additionally, we have the capability to quantify the wavelength. We can only employ this tactic if we have an initial indication that a low point has been established. Regrettably, I do not now possess that indicator, but it is merely another method of assessing the objective. It is indeed feasible, but it would have minimal impact. Given the amount of $5.03, we'll retain it on the chart at the moment. If the price drops more, I may need to modify it. However, it provides us with a satisfactory resistance range of $4.72 to $5.03. Subsequently, there was a noticeable amount of opposition observed at $3.72 too. However, it is crucial to acknowledge that $4.72 too is a significant threshold, which is then succeeded by $5.03, $36.31. Assuming that upon further examination of the micro pattern, it becomes apparent that the initial resistance must be overcome. Presently, the chart displays solely a green candle that had a surge in 3 distinct movements. It is plausible that we are currently in the process of a downward movement in the fifth wave of the C wave. Indeed, this fifth wave can be accurately described as a segment of an ending diagonal pattern. Similar to waves 1, 3, and 5, we also have A, B, C. As I have mentioned, unless there is a the coins have had a correction for a duration of 4 months. Although they exhibit independent fluctuations, their movements are closely tied to Bitcoin. Therefore, it is not possible to definitively state whether they will experience a downward C wave or if the last downward wave will consistently reach a bottom in a WXY pattern, since it depends on the behavior of Bitcoin. It will be intriguing to witness the manner in which it develops. Due to the halving event, this week is expected to be captivating and characterized by unpredictability. I will provide you with updates as the situation is expected to be highly unstable. Currently, I believe there is no additional information that we can include. That finishes my update on FET. I hope you found it enjoyable. If you did, please consider clicking the like button. The bull's next objective is to surpass the 250 resistance level, which stretches up to the last swing high at 238 wave 4. Submit a post. You are welcome to express your thoughts and become a subscriber. We appreciate your visit to the Grap Coin channel on YouTube. Final position in the queue.